What's happening, guys? Sam Adams here, and welcome to a brand new episode of The Drop, the weekly show where I let you know the hottest games coming out across the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, the Switch, the PC, whatever they might be coming out on, we will talk about them right here. This week, a pretty massive week because Borderlands 3 is coming out on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC, along with a couple of sports titles like NHL 20 and eFootball PES 2020, which is a strange name, but yes, it is PES indeed. However, that is just the tip of the iceberg, so without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this week's top video game releases. First off, Borderlands 3 is coming out on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. The original shooter-looter returns, packing bazillions of guns and an all-new mayhem-fueled adventure. Blast through new worlds and enemies as one of 4 brand new Vault Hunters, the ultimate treasure-seeking badasses of the Borderlands, each with deep skill trees, abilities, and customization. Play solo or join with friends to take on insane enemies, score loads of loot, and save your home from the most ruthless cult leaders in the galaxy. And now some bullet points, a mayhem-fueled thrill ride. Stop the fanatical Calypso twins from uniting the bandit clans and claiming the galaxy's ultimate power. Only you, a thrill-seeking Vault Hunter, have the arsenal and allies to take them down. Your Vault Hunter, your play style. Become one of 4 extraordinary Vault Hunters, each with unique abilities, play styles, deep skill trees, and tons of personalization options. All Vault Hunters are capable of awesome mayhem alone, but together, they are unstoppable. Lock, load, and loot. With bazillions of guns and gadgets, every fight is an opportunity to score new gear. Firearms with self-propelling bullet shields? Check. Rifles that spawn fire-spewing volcanoes? Obviously. And guns that grow legs and chase down enemies while hurling verbal insults? Yep, got that too. New Borderlands. Discover the new worlds beyond Pandora, each featuring unique environments to explore and enemies to destroy. Tear through hostile deserts, battle your way across war-torn cityscapes, and of course navigate deadly bayous and more. And of course, quick and seamless co-op action. Play with anyone at any time, online or in split-screen co-op, regardless of your level or mission progress. Take down enemies and challenges as a team, but reap rewards that are yours alone. No one misses out on loot. So, Borderlands 3, when it comes down to it, is simply more of the same. That's right, I said it. It's simply more Borderlands, but to be quite frank, that's what fans want. Yes, there are new mechanics. Yes, there are new Vault Hunters. Yes, there are brand new guns with bazillions of guns to actually sit down and collect, but at its core, at its foundation, this is still a Borderlands game, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. These shooter-looter mechanics on top of some pretty fantastic first-person shooter mechanics alone make Borderlands 3 worth picking up in and of itself, but for those fans that love classic Borderlands gameplay, for those that love Borderlands 2, the pre-sequel even, you are definitely going to be digging Borderlands 3. It pretty much takes everything the original games laid down and just amplifies that tenfold, and that's exactly what people and gamers around the world are expecting. So if you want to grab a friend or go it alone and dive into Borderlands 3, it's coming out this week on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Next up, we have Blasphemous, coming out on the PS4, the Xbox One, the Switch, and the PC. A foul curse has fallen upon the land of Kivstodia and all of its inhabitants. It is simply known as the Miracle. Play as the Penitent One, a sole survivor of the massacre of the Silent Sorrow. Trapped in an endless cycle of death and rebirth, it's down to you to free the world from this terrible fate and reach the origin of your anguish. Explore this nightmarish world of twisted religion and discover its many secrets hidden deep inside. Use devastating combos and brutal executions to smite the hordes of grotesque monsters and titanic bosses all ready to rip you limb from limb. Locate and equip relics, rosary beads, and prayers that call on the powers of the heavens to aid you in your quest to break your eternal damnation. Blasphemous is basically what would happen if you took Dark Souls and blended it with Dead Cells. That's pretty much the vibe that I'm getting from this one. At its heart, it is an action platformer, so keep that in mind, but whenever you are diving into the gameplay, note that it is very disturbing. Even the gameplay that I'm showing here is something that is just unsettling at its core, and I like that. Let's be very clear. So for those that are looking for a beautiful gothic in nature kind of 2D action platformer, then by all means check out Blasphemous this week when it launches on the PS4, the Xbox One, the Switch, and the PC. Next up, we have NHL 20 coming out on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. In EA Sports NHL 20, your favorite NHL stars now look and feel more authentic with new signature shots and over 45 new shot types to make every attack a threat. A new broadcast package celebrates your biggest plays as you take on all new game modes. modes, including the new winner-take-all eliminator mode where you play solo or team up with friends to take down the competition. I'll be the first to admit I'm not traditionally a yearly sports kind of guy. With that being said, every single year the new NHL game always does grab my attention, if at least for a moment. Now, of course, you do have these signature shot styles that have been included with the game. On top of that, you've got the Hockey Ultimate Team, a ton of small improvements here and there. But I want to talk about this Eliminator mode. Inspired by the winner-take-all competition in Battle Royale, Eliminator is a new way to compete in NHL 1s and NHL 3s that pits 81 players against each other in a survival tournament bracket to be crowned the ultimate winner. That's right, there's a Battle Royale mode. Now, on top of that, if you aren't into the BR craze, don't worry, there's a brand new free-for-all mode 1s now available to play in local multiplayer. You and two friends can select from an elite roster of your favorite NHL players, each with a unique class-based play style, and compete in 8 outdoor ponds from the comfort of your couch in the ultimate party mode. So essentially, what I'm trying to drive home here is that this isn't necessarily your traditional NHL game. Now, it very well can be, but it does bring in new elements, new gameplay modes, etc., that do switch up exactly the formula that people have come to expect from NHL, just enough to push you out of your comfort zone, but not enough to make you feel uncomfortable. So with all of that being taken into account, if you do want to check out NHL 20, it's coming out this week on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Next up, we have eFootball Pro Evolution Soccer 2020 coming out on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. That's right, they've added the words eFootball to the beginning of PES. Why? Money, my friends, money. But take command of the ball like never before with new dynamic dribbling skills, new first touch techniques, and finely tuned ball physics. There's nothing I love more in a game than some good ball physics. That's why I enjoyed Red Dead Redemption 2 so much. All developed in close consultation with renowned midfielder Andres Iniesta. I probably butchered that name. Pick a side and join forces with newcomers and veterans alike in a grand struggle for dominance in this new online competitive mode, Match Day. Then, a completely revamped ML experience, that's Master League experience, awaits, featuring a new interactive dialogue system, an overhauled menu design, and a more realistic transfer market realized through improved data integration. And that's literally the entirety of the description. That's all you need to know, according to the marketing team. So for those that don't know, Pro Evolution Soccer is basically the franchise that is in direct competition with FIFA. Now, they did lose the license a couple of years back, which makes this one kind of a rocky entry in the series, but with that being said, the game itself always does look pretty good. Not quite on that FIFA level, but people certainly do love their Pro Evolution Soccer. Now, of course, eFootball Pro Evolution Soccer is a change in only the name. This is still the same game you know and love, and on top of that, it does look to be a pretty good football game. But if you do want to dive into PES 2020, or should I say eFootball PES 2020, you can check it out this week on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. And to round out today's main releases, we have NASCAR Heat 4 coming out on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. NASCAR Heat 4 is the official game of NASCAR, featuring the 2019 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR Xfinity Series, and NASCAR Gander Outdoors Truck Series, as well as fan favorite Extreme Dirt Tour. Career mode enhancements, updated visuals, and new engine audio immerses players in the race, and the new track map and unlockable paint schemes combined with new AI controls and drafting features gives players a more authentic feel for the action. Complete across 38 tracks against the 150 plus official NASCAR teams and drivers as you race for the championship. Pre-order for exclusive access to the night version of Martinsville Speedway, or don't. You can do whatever you want with your money. Now, I do want to say, under their features tab, you do have one that really stands out above the rest: new graphics and sound. The biggest improvement in graphics and sound in nearly a decade. Now, that's one of two things. My friends, that's either fluff, as many marketing firms do tend to instill in many of these descriptions, or that's legitimately throwing all of the previous games under the bus and saying this is the one to go out and get. And so we look at the gameplay. I'll be the first to say NASCAR Heat 4 does not look like your Forza. It does not look like your Gran Turismo. It does not even look like your Drive Club. But it does look good as compared to previous entries in the franchise, if you were in fact wondering. Now, would I recommend going out and picking this one up? If you are a fan of NASCAR, a diehard fan of NASCAR, this could be the one to give it a shot. So if you do want to check out NASCAR Heat 4, it's coming out this week on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Unfortunately, not on the Switch. Kind of shocking to me too. And that rounds out this week's episode of The Drop. Of course, if you do enjoy the show, be sure to drop me a like down below and let me know what games you are picking up this week, if anything did catch your eye or tickle your fancy, or tickle your eye and catch your fancy. But of course, you can always check out the podcast that I host 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, the Jam Pack Report, here on the YouTube channel, or of course on podcast feeds around the world. But until next time, you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. I will talk to you soon, and peace.